sit in the office, and he remembers when he came as a 19-year-old to coach with us. Jack was always about being better at the end of the season than you were at the beginning.
Still believe that. I mean, that's, if there's one thing that I got from Coach Davies that I still try to use today, it's really that. I mean, it's actually bothered me the last couple of years that we haven't gotten better at the end of the season. We've been 6-0, 7-0, and then the 2 years ago we got knocked out by Hawthorne in the first round. Even year before last, getting beat by Glenrock in the semis, I felt we were a better football team. And then last year, and it's just something that, when you grow up in a system that is about getting better as the year goes on, I think that's the one thing that even now that we need to improve on. Because that's the first thing I said to Bob after the season. I think it was 2 days after we had lost to Hasbrook Heights. I called him on the phone and he said, I was getting ready to call you about that. And because it's really true. It's something that it was instilled in us to be better at the end than you are in the beginning, because that's when it matters. Win the games you need to win and get where you need to go, but you got to be going, well at the end. So still to this day, if I got something from Coach Davies, a lot of things, but that's one of the things we always improved as the years went on, and I think that's something that we carried on. When Bob was the head coach, is that we wanted to be better at the end. I think that's why we won so much at the end, because we were better, when it mattered. You don't want to play your best football in September, And
like Mark said, it was, Jack was always making suggestions, and it wasn't like he was forcing stuff on you, but you were learning every time you were on the field. And and your eyes were like this if something went wrong. But you learned every day when you were working with those guys, and that was the key to me. And by as each day went by, you got a little bit better. And if you didn't get something right, he'd let you know, but that was it. And I think I evolved the same way, but I was always a believer that everybody should be involved in the game plan.
Yeah.
We all, and then this is what we're talking about. If there's a change, and this was a Jack thing too, don't be changing stuff in front of the kids, because you're sending a message that you're not sure what's going on.
Right.
And if we have to change something, we'll talk about it after.
Jack used to get upset about that.
And whatever, and we would talk every day after practice about kids, nothing on the field, no negative stuff. I think this goes back to Jack, and we know he was a tough guy. There's no doubt about he was a tough guy. But the other thing he used to preach, and it was something that was important to me too, is that win, lose, or draw, you do it with a lot of character and class. If you lose the game, hold your head up. Don't be over there screaming, yelling, kicking things, and we'll take care of what went wrong on the field, but we're going to do it with class, and that's what we're going to do. And I said,
I think that's more important now.
Yeah, and when
because
we,
what the kids see on
we're getting our butts kicked, and I'm saying, we're all doing that. Walk up, shake hands, get out of here. You can't be, I don't hear a word about it. We're going to make it right, and that's, to me. And I think our guys did that. And fun.
Absolutely.
And, I know coaches, some coaches, I don't think there are some coaches who can have any fun. I mean,
no, because they take it personally.
And by going out and practicing 6-7 hours in a day, I could never understand that. Jack was always big about, guys, if we can't get it done in an hour and a half, we are not going to get it done. So,
not prepared.
25 words or less, we never stood around and talked much. And
we always kept practicing to, nobody sits in a classroom for more than 45 minutes in a class period, right? So try to think about, the fact that, if you're out there for 3 or 4 class periods in a row, what the attention span is of those kids, even at 17 years old. It's really difficult. So we always kept it to where it is, and having some fun is probably the most important thing, because